It's 2024, and writer's block should not exist in your vocabulary. And in today's video, I'm going to tell you why. Okay? Now, let's get the psychological stuff out of the way. And this is the part of the video where it's very debatable because some people say when you're tired and you haven't slept, you're more creative because you don't really care. But I really do feel that writer's block, most people will suffer from it because they are not emotionally taking care of themselves. There's some emotional factors. What I mean by this is anxiety, stress. If you're not sleeping good, if you're not taking care of yourself outside the studio, when you go into the studio, it will show. And, you know, you ever get frustrated really quick? You're always like, get mad fast when you don't sleep good. It's the same in the studio. Writer's block will stem from that. So you got to be really careful, man. You got to take care of yourself, King. So, again, my ninja, take care of yourself. From there, number one, the reason I feel writer's block shouldn't exist in 2024 is because we have so many tools to overcome it, to the point where the only reason you will suffer from writer's block is because you are your own worst enemy, over criticizing yourself and perfectionism. Okay, so this is how I work, right? I do my living as a professional music producer and sound designer, and I have to deliver every single time. When I get a big producer in the studio who has money to spend on tutoring, I got to make sure that I'm on my A game because I want him coming back. So this is what I do. Let's say that I want to make an 8-bar idea right now, and he's like, let's do a trance. And okay, I'm like, let's do trance, right? So I'm going to go in. I'm going to pick a kick that sounds good out of the get-go to my ears. Not really judge it. I like that one. Let's go with that. From there, okay, I'm going to start writing down the stuff I know I need, like bass lines, hats, etc. So here's the first step. Use all the tools you have at your disposal in order to make the idea come to life, and do not judge it. Do not fall for the trap that most people will set you down, that have egos, that aren't doing jack shit, because the people that are don't really care about that. Okay? And that is, use the tools you have at your disposal. So I'm going to go poppy trance here. I'm going to find a bass line that maybe makes like hard nuts sounds kind of good. So we're going to use that. Let's just hit here one node. I programmed these so they're just on one. So I just want to show you guys. Okay, we got something like swords. Okay, let's find one I like. Don't judge it, man. If someone's going to talk smack, I've been doing sound design for 12 fucking years, okay? I've made drum and bass packs, Mr. DMBs. Sound design is the hardest. No, Eurotrance sound design is the hardest because of the little intricacies. You guys are so loud that everything just screams, I'm here, obnoxious, versus, you know, you get into these genres where it's so smooth and, well, how much do we fine tune, you know, like shit like that. Anyways, point being, I'm going on a tangent there, but you get the point. You got this. Now let's write our drums. You know, you got to write the stuff you know you always need in these genres to set yourself an environment that will pretty much foster creativity. A lot of people get to this point, they're like, okay, what's my melody and what's this? No, write the stuff that's easy to jack down, like get down, you know? Start with that. Start strong. Let's put the open hat, bro. And we need open hats in this, no? Okay, that's not a good open hat, bro. But anyways, on the offbeat, you know, we got the 8, so let's rock that, you know? So here we go, boom. You get the clap, the rolling. Okay, tell me that does not sound inspiring as shit. Okay, so let's go. Let's get the clap. I don't even care. All right, if you want, you can now start to extend it up to 2 bars and get that sounding fucking sexy. Vamos! You know, fill it up, add some riots. You know you're gonna need them, so let's just dump everything. Don't judge, just write. I'm gonna go down the right here. Sure, why not? Okay, cool. From there, you know, let's say that's my drum section. Now here's the second thing, right? Use your tools at your disposal. We talked about that, but Splice, Loop Cloud, those things are fucking A1. There's a reason so many people talk shit. And you know, Splice is amazing for coming up with ideas if you don't have any. So what I mean by this is, let's say that, you know, you have Poppy Trance, the first volume, the second volume's coming out in like 2 months. I split the pack in half because it was too big. But let's say that you're like, okay, you know, let's try and find an idea in this pack. Okay, so we got what, like F? Yeah, let's say we go with that, and let's say you like that idea, right? So then you go there, boom, boom. You start that. Right? You like that. Maybe we go up by 12 now instead. So 12, 10. That would be 10. Okay, now from Splice there, the idea's going. I'm like, cool, let's find a vocal. Now I was going to go for a techno vocal, but now I can use Splice to get a 90s vocal. And you see how everything's just kind of steamrolling. I didn't come in prepared in the sense I didn't know what I was going to make. I was like Eurodance, but now I'm going, okay, it sounds kind of like very retro. So now I need a 90s vocal that's going to take it up a notch. And however I decide to get the 90s vocal, you sample it from an old song, you go on Splice, who cares? That's the beautiful thing about creativity. The creativity will foster as long as you don't overthink. When you're overthinking, there's no space for creativity. That's just you trying to be a hard ass and create with expectation. And in order to get something good out, you have to just create and let the universe insert you with all kinds of ideas. Yo. So that gets my brain working because I like the vocal, but I mean, it's Eurodance. Is there any way we can pitch it up by 12? Then let's do that. So why don't we go here, click download here, right? Now we can drag and drop it here. And I'm going to pitch it by 12 because it's Eurodance, or 7. Because I think it's going to work. Maybe it's not the best. I think I put this in G, 5 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm in D. Nah, I should be in F, I think. So F would be 1, 2, 3 more up. So that's 15 or minus 12 plus 3. Okay, let's keep adding the stuff we know we need. Like, for instance, we got this. But now let's try and think like, you know, call and response, right? So, again, here we're just using our tools and trying to use the momentum we have in order to move forward. So let's go here, go mixer, or actually go clip and gain. Because we want to create, we don't want it to clutter too much. The idea is cool, but too much clutter. And this is how I love using synth loop sometimes to generate ideas and get somewhere with stuff. And I'm going to do that here. Put that there. I'm going to bring this up. Dun, dun. I like the idea of that. I'm already hearing it in my head, okay? Dun, dun. And there we have that. So I'm using that synth loop. Somewhat like playing jigsaw puzzle, right? I'm gonna add a little bit of reverb to have a tail to those sharp ends. Okay, let's get rid of the rights or make them a little shorter. So as I start to go, right, I'm thinking, okay, rights can be a little shorter. So I'm just like, yeah, do it fast. You know it's needed. Flow. All right, we're going to lower this too because it's taking up too much space and I already know that. So. All right, so my job now is to fill this up as much as I can using the tools that I have at my disposal. So again, as you guys saw, number one, use all the tools you have. Serum presets, samples in order to get the idea going. Put down the stuff you know that needs to be there already. And as you start to develop stuff, let's say that you don't know where you want to take it, use stuff like Splice, use samples that you may have bought. If you can find something there, cool. If not, you have so much access through Splice, Loop Cloud, that you can come up with like an idea, and that idea will send you down a path where you might already set the genre or the vibe. Once you set the vibe like this, you already know where this needs to go, right? If you don't, that is totally fine, because now I'm going to show you guys the next thing that I like to do. So the next thing, and the reason why I believe that writer's block shouldn't exist in 2024 is because there is so much music that we can listen to gain ideas on how to fill stuff up or how to move it forward. For instance, I can go to a Sarah Laundry track and I can find something. And even though she makes stuff that isn't in my genre, I can still find ideas to use from hers. For instance, I feel like acid shots would also work here. So why don't we add some acid shots real quick? From there, I can also go hear a song. Let's say one of them has acid shots and it has a rhythm like bum, bum, or ba, 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 you know, so we can also do that. Let's go for techno with this one. We'll go Paradox 5 and just... Yeah, okay. Maybe the acid sound isn't working. I'm thinking ARP, so I'm going to go ARP straight away. Oh, if I fuck up, right, like if I'm already going to enter the writer's block zone, there's ways to get out of it. So first off, let's just try this. I like the idea of that. Maybe playing it differently. Still need a better... Whoa. Why don't we do that? Let's create our ARP so we're in F. Let's choose that. Now, let's say that I'm like, okay, maybe I don't like that either. So now I can go into Splice as well and look up trance loops or trance synth loops or techno loops and stuff to try and get an idea of what can work there. I mean, I feel like I need more. Maybe I don't. Maybe this is the way it should be, right? So this is the only way I'm going to find out if that's true or not. So let's... Hey! All right, so we found a sick ARP, right? It's like strings. So if it works, don't judge it. We're going to put it in. And hopefully that will lead us down another path. This one just sits a lot nicer than the ones that I had. So we're going to use this one and just sidechain it to the kick. Now I'm thinking of adding like a pad. So we're going to come in with a nice fucking pad and just like have that, yeah, across. Just something cool, you know, like it can like carry us. So we go pad. And let's just elongate it like so. Cool. So once we have this, we have an idea, an 8-bar idea for a song, right? So your job is to create this and go like, okay, this is sick, or damn, I need to go back to the drawing board and start another one. The thing is, though, we created something that is super sick. Let's say that you are fucking ecstatic about it. You're like, hell yeah, this sounds good. It's very important that you start to arrange it out. Main reason for this is because if you don't, you get stuck listening to it, you're going to lose the magic real quick. So usually I like to kind of just imagine if I'm doing the intro and I'm going to go into the first break. So we can do that by just maybe some of the rights come in, right? So we're slowly starting to introduce just the ideas that we had in the 8-bar loop there. Here we go. And now you can think, okay, we're in the break, right? So in the break, you want to think, okay, what ideas am I going to have? Now, this is the cool thing about arranging, because now you're going to be presented with new problems and you're going to have to build new ideas out. So we know the main lead is this. Right? So what if we have the vocal? Come on, you want it. Come on, and get it. Come on, I want it. Only it's a you want, no one. Come on, you want it. Come on, and get it. Right? Get the bass in there. Only it's a you want, no one. Come on, you want it. Come on, and get it. Get the ARP. Come on, you want it. Like to start working that build up, right? So there we go. We get like a nice uplifter, some white noise. Sure, grab that, bro. Right, if you can, do the build up here, right? And we're gonna work our way to that 8-bar loop. So that's kind of like the idea there, right? So now we got this. You don't have to use everything. Again, like you can start to scope back the open hat, the close hat. And now you have your drop, right? So this is where it gets interesting, because now you have to kind of start writing it out. All right. Of course, let's remove the low end, so that way before we even reach that drop, we don't want low end. And then just bring it back. Pull it out, you know, put a siren in there. Whatever this is. And now as you start to move it, right, like you can see, oh shit, I'm getting ideas as I move and I move. But the important thing that I'm trying to teach you guys here is just more about the execution of the idea, right? Like just moving forward, using everything you have at your disposal in order to get to where you need to get to. That's actually pretty banging. It needs work, obviously, but remove everything. Now the ARP comes back in, you know, super cool. Oh yeah. Now as I do that arrangement, now I know where to put the acid sounds. If you think about it, well, it used to be an acid sound, bro. Michigan Nights, bro, or even this. Let's use our tools. Right? The idea is talking to us. We're moving. And again, if you get stuck, listen to other people's music. All right? Go like, I don't know who that guy is. He looks rather weird, but big ass fucking tongue. What that mouth do? But you know, you get ideas and shit, you know? So we can even follow that, you know? So now we can do it. now I'm starting to fill it up. I have more space to fill up. Let's get some other sounds in there. Let's use serum. Again, if you have a good collection of sounds, it definitely makes life a lot easier. You don't need them. You can use the serum ones as well. Like we'll use one of these. But video. Maybe you do need sounds. What the fuck? That's cool. Let's do it. And we start to kind of fill it out. This part's cool. You can kind of come in with the F. There. Just get that. Now here we have like a little fill that we can get, so. And now I want to, you know, let the whole thing play out for that one section. We did this, but now we can kind of maybe do something cool here where it does this. But now the cool thing with Ableton too is we can transposition here. Let's go 12 or something. Oh, what the fuck is that? Let's say we go there. And now, all vocal. Anyways, number 2, use other people's art, like this fool with what that mouth do. I'll keep saying that, in order to like gain ideas. For example, I'll show you guys. I'll hear one real quick. Hopefully I don't get copyrighted. So the vocal has a lot of ideas being presented there. Bop, 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 the rhythm, the melody, and the actual sound itself. So, Steal Like an Artist. The melody is very interesting to me, right? So, bop, 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 bop. So if I wanted to do something, bop, 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 bop. I'm just gonna copy the melody, or sorry, the rhythm. Bop, 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 bop. And from there, if that leads to ideas, cool. If not, I can start to modify it, but at least I have something written down. All right, so. There we go. And guess what? We just repeat that. So that's one way to steal like an artist. And then, you know, from there, maybe we get these little plugs. So in review, guys, make sure that when you write a song, you work fast, you move fast, work on the stuff you know needs to be there first. So if you're making tech house, obviously, you know, you need the clap, the open hat, trance, almost every genre you need that. So you can add that stuff and that will get your brain working. Get a bass going no matter how you can. And from there, if you have no idea on where you want to take the song, use synth loops, vocal loops, Splice, loop cloud, in order to get an idea that, oh, that sounds kind of good, and that will dictate the vibe. Don't be scared to get inspired by your favorite producers by looking at the sounds they use, the rhythms they use, how they develop the song. But just make sure that you're taking from different places and make sure that you're not, you know, copying. Unless you're trying to do a remake to learn, then that's another story. All right, guys, I know this video is a little all over the place, so I'll make sure to add timestamps, but I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day. If you guys care about arrangement, I did make a video on how to arrange like a boss where I break down a lot of arrangement things that, again, should be simple, but we tend to overcomplicate. But check the video out, and with that being said, you guys take care, and you guys have a great rest of your day.